Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody in the world. You know it is JJ and JJ's PC Builds. If it's your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. What I mean by 4,000 watch hours, watch the video from beginning to end. Would be much appreciated, would help the channel grow. And welcome all the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And my veteran subscribers. And I meant my new subscribers. Welcome to the family. And my veteran subscribers, again, thank you for all the love and support, all that you do, watching the videos from beginning to end, and we do much appreciate you. We appreciate everybody that's subscribed to the family, so just to let you know that. Okay, what this is going to be about. It seems that Best Buy, we had a listing on here for Best Buy, but it says sold out. But I don't see any other listings for the RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. Now I went through like Amazon, Newegg. I went through eBay, eBay. I meant, and I went through Micro Center, and the only one I found that had sold out signs on it was, guess what? It was Best Buy. So here, let me show you this real quick. We got it right here. They got it for $529. It looks like the Gigabyte Nvidia GeForce RTX 4060 Aero OC 16 gigabytes PCIe 4.0, the white version for $529. And looks like we got the Gigabyte Nvidia RTX 4060 Ti Gaming OC. It looks like Gigabyte's got theirs out. And they got a black version. So they got a white version and they got a black version out at Best Buy. So I just wanted to get that in there real quick and let y'all know what I found today. You know, just to let you know that. So I'm just sliding this in really quick. So I'm gonna have another video coming up later down the road. So I'm just waiting to see what's going on with what's going on with the RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte. But I can tell you this, from what I'm hearing, is Nvidia is saying to the board partners, they're not doing any reviewers. No reviewers are going to be doing reviews on this GPU. They're just going to slide it out there and let it go as it is. So basically, when it comes out, no one's going to have a review on it, so they figure everybody's going to run and go buy it. Well, you know what? Until you get a review on this, save your money. If you're going to spend $500 on a GPU that's going to have the same effect as an 8 gigabyte GPU, and you're just spending $100 more to get, what, 8 more gigabytes of RAM? Let me explain this. It ain't worth it. I even showed you the factors of why. I think it was in a video or two ago that I showed you a factor of the VRAM. When you you take all the VRAM out of the GPU, what's left? Now, when I did the 4070 here, the RTX 4070, which I do have, because I knew that the 4060, the 4060 Ti, the 8 gigabyte and 16 gigabyte was nothing but a monstrosity. So I just said to hell with it and spent, got discounts and deals and everything else, but got it down to a pretty good price for the 4070, the RTX 4070. It's the Asus Dual RTX 4070 OC, and it works just pristine. So, and make sure you get your drink and your snacks with you as well. Everybody keeps bad-mouthing the 4070, but, the thing is this, it's mid-tier. It's not, starter card. This is more or less like mid-tier. every card's going to have their faults, okay? Just like with Intel and their ARC graphics cards, to improve their gaming performance, they're updating their driver SKU to make the card work better. Now, don't you think that Nvidia is doing the same thing with all these 40 series cards? Now, the reason why is that I got the 4070 was because everybody told me it's a card not to buy, that it's going to be worthless. I'm going to tell you what's worthless and what's worth it. Okay, I can tell you what's worth it. I've had the 4070 for a little bit now, a couple weeks, maybe a little longer, testing it, and it's a monster. Not as monstrous as the 4070 Ti or the 4080 or the 4090. But I can tell you that with it being in its own weight class, paired up with the Ryzen 7 5700X, and me just doing little tweaks here and there, is a monster to me. It runs perfectly. I don't have no bottlenecking whatsoever. None whatsoever. Everything's running nice and cool. You know, temperatures are nice and cool. I'm running everything on air coolers. I'm not running any water cooling whatsoever. I have no water cooling in my PC whatsoever. None. I'm just running a simple air cooler for the processor. And the air cooler that came with the 4070. And everything else has its own little heat sink. And the airflow in and the airflow out is superb. I have no heat coming out these vents whatsoever. None. All I feel is the fresh air coming right through there. So that tells you right there how hard I got this working. But it's doing better than what I expected. Way better than what I expected. Way better. So, I don't know. They can sit there and, talk smack. Everybody else can sit there and talk smack about the RTX 4070. You pay for what you get. Okay? If you don't think the price is there for the performance, but like I showed you again, and I'm gonna show this, I'm gonna show you again so you understand where the price to performance comes from. Okay, I'm gonna show you this. Let's go back to the action screen. Okay, like I said, I know y'all love me when I get the calculator out. I got it out for you, so don't worry. Don't get all upset. It's gonna be okay. Okay, now, like I showed you, when you pay let's do this again. When you pay 600, okay, and you divide that by 5 years, gives you approximate $120 per year. Now, and the reason why I show you this is I'm going to explain this very carefully. When you have, and usually some people, they buy GPUs per year. So when you spend $120 or more per year, what can you get for that $120? Would you want a 580 or RX 580, or you want a 1030? What can you get for $120? That's really worth the expense of, the RTX 4070. Okay. Now, you're getting $120 worth of that reference and that support per year. So, you're some people, they look at it like this. I'm going to have the graphics card for 4 to 5 years. It's going to last me that long, so I might as well break it down and tell everybody like this. Look, if per year, if you spend $120 on a graphics card, what kind of performance can you get for $120? Be honest with yourself. When you can go on Amazon, what can you get for $120? And you keep that for a whole year. What can you get for $120? Absolutely nothing. That comes to 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Nothing whatsoever. Nothing on the market whatsoever that's got 21 gigabits per second. Nothing on the market whatsoever that you can get for $120. So think about it before you buy, and think about it hard. Okay? This is how I mean, if the performance is there and it gets great performance, okay, that you can look at price to performance for that issue. But when it comes to the length of time that you're going to be using that for, look at the factor of the length of time that you're going to be using this GPU for. And how much you're going to get your money's worth out of how long you're going to have that GPU. Now, I plan to have mine for 5 years. And I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to get a test bench. And guess what? I'm going to have where I got a power supply test bench, and hold 900 yards. And then I'm going to be using the same GPU in my editing rig, which I have, and gaming rig, which I have. And it's both in one. So I'm looking at it like this. It doesn't matter what's going to be coming out new or whatever the case is. That's the reason why you get a test bench, to test out all the new items that are coming out. Now, after 5 years of testing all the new stuff that came out, whatever's the best then, that's when you look at it, whatever's the best then that you might have accumulated, guess what? Boom. Plug it in, you're back off to the races again. But I guarantee it doesn't matter what GPU you get, just factor it for how long you're going to be using it and get a breakdown of per year how much it's going to cost you for that 1 year. Now, with me getting an MSRP equivalent GPU at $600, it breaks down to $120. So if I were to go and onto the market today, and I would go on to Amazon, this is going to be another factor for you. Say I go to Amazon. Okay. So now let's plug it all in. Let's go to graphics cards. Right here. For gaming PCs. Now, plug in your max. 120. You don't need a minimal. And hit go. Okay. Now look at what you get for $120. See where it says filters, right? You probably can't see it, but right here where it says filters, right here, it says $0 to $120. Okay. So for 99 bucks, you get the 8 gigabytes, GDR5 256-bit, 580, 580, 550, 4 gigabytes, 580, 710, 2 gigabytes, 580s, 580s, 580s. Okay, let's see. This one's DDR3, 2 gigabytes. It's the 710. Okay, 580, 67, 6570, 1 gigabyte. Okay. Now, this is just a point I'm making. Okay, this is just a point I'm making. You get a 580 for 105. Okay. You get a 590 for 119. 59, you get a GT 730, 2 gigabytes. Not one of these cards are equaling up to 12 gigabytes of VRAM. Not one of them equal up to, let's see, let's put it on 8 gigabytes or above dedicated RAM. Okay, so you get what you pay for. I mean, this is what you're paying for. Basically, you pay this per year, and you pay that for the next. You get five of the crap cards, compared to getting just one nice, decent one that's going to last you for 5 years. You know, instead of paying for crap. Okay, that's pretty much what it comes down to. You pay for crap. At 120 bucks, you're paying for garbage. Not saying they're bad cards, they're good starter cards, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to overall gaming for, you know, the next 5 years, and getting driver updates and everything else for the next 5 years, to get a warranty that's going to cover you for at least 4 out of the 5 years, or maybe 5 years or better, do your homework. Do the math. I have 3 years online warranty with Amazon. I have 2-year factory warranty with Asus. Okay, so that gives me my 5 years. So in that 5 years time, I broke it down, and it's only cost me $120 a year. That's it. So for the $120 a year, and this card gives me 3 times the amount of what I was using for the integrated graphics. 3 times the amount. What I was using I was using the Ryzen 5 5600G. This right here, the 4070, gives me 3 times the amount of graphics. DLSS 3, AV1 encoding and decoding, the whole 900 yards. Yes, it might be right behind the 4070 Ti, and there might be a 20% difference between the two, but also there's a 20% difference between the 4060 Ti and the 4070. So you look at it like this. It's right down the middle for this card. And with the 5700X, it runs great. I ran it with the 5600G, the 4070. It didn't do that bad. Did not do that bad at all. It kept up with the 5700X. The 5600G did, with the RTX 4070. Now do remember, it's you're not, when it comes to integrated graphics, you're just not buying the integrated graphics. You're buying both the processor and integrated graphics. Now, you can still use the processor side with the graphics card, like the 5700G and the 5600G. You can still use the processor side with a discrete graphics card. 4070 runs them great. I have no problem with the RTX 4070. Not whatsoever. But this comes down to the fact of the RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes. Conclusion right here. I'm just going to cut this short right here. 4060 Ti 16 gigabytes is the same as the 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte. Same exact card. One's got more VRAM than the other one. All the specs are the same. According to Nvidia, all the specs are the same except for the VRAM. So this is the reason why they're not pushing it out there as of yet. For the simple fact is they made that boo-boo of, instead of leaving it at the same speed, they should have boosted it up 1 to 2% over its the original 4060 Ti 8 gigabyte. They should have boosted it up 2% or give it 2 or 3% for the $100 more they're asking for that card. Now, me, I'm not going to buy it. I'm not going to buy that 16 gigabyte card. Not when I can go over there and get a RX 6800. That runs a hell of a lot better for a lot less price. Get it? Get the point now? Yeah, I do got the 4070, and yeah, it does cost $600. But you know what? Price and time's going to come down when they start running the sales. So when they start running the sales on the 4070, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be buying up on the RTX 4070. Which I did notice when I was at Micro Center that the 4070s were, kind of getting down there a little in the bear zone. So they are selling somewhat. It's just not as fast as Nvidia wants them to sell out at. So, and now with Nvidia claiming they're making the 4070 as they go, basically means that, they can put it on a limited amount and only have a limited that's going out there to the public and be said and done. Just like AMD did with the Ryzen 5 5600X3D. Knowing it's a cut down, broken up chip that came, from their warehouse side that they weren't using, that, instead of making more e-waste, they cut it down, they fixed it up, and they pushed it out as the 5600X3D. But who's to say that some of these graphics cards that are coming out brand new aren't cut down from the last predecessors? Now, do remind you, any technician can go in and change the names on anything. They can change the names on anything they want. So, don't think they can't laser a new name onto that processor for the GPU. Don't think they can't laser a new name on it. Just to let you know that. Alright, well, that was my rant for right now. As far as the RTX 4060 Ti 16 gigabyte, it doesn't look like it's out on the market right now. It's supposed to be out right now today. right this minute, but it didn't seem like it made the 6 a.m. margin. So I don't know if it's going to come out today or anytime soon, but as soon as I know, I will let you all know. And that's the best I can do. But if this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours. And thank you for all the new subscribers. Thank you and welcome to the family. Welcome to JJ's PC Builds. And my veteran subscribers, thank you so much for love and support, watching the videos and helping out the channel and showing that support. We do much appreciate it. But until the next time in the next video, this is JJ and JJ's PC Builds. We will see you on the next one.